This isn't just a philosophical question, it's a reality for millions of LGBTQ plus individuals in India. For years, the fight for equality has been a roller coaster of hope, setback, and resilience. And recently, that fight reached a pivotal moment when the Supreme Court of India took up the issue of same sex marriage. But to understand where we are today, we need to go back to where it all began. The backstory, Section 377 and the first victory. Let's rewind to 2009. This was the year when the Delhi High Court, in the landmark case of NAS Foundation versus Government of NCT of Delhi, decriminalized homosexuality by reading down Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code. The court called it a violation of fundamental rights, right to dignity, privacy, and equality. It was a moment of celebration, a glimmer of hope for the LGBTQ community. But that hope was short-lived. In 2013, the Supreme Court in Suresh Kumar Kaushal versus NAS Foundation overturned the Delhi High Court's decision reinstating Section 377. The court said it was up to Parliament to change the law, not the judiciary. It was a devastating blow, but the fight didn't end there. Fast forward to 2018. In a historic verdict in Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India, the Supreme Court unanimously struck down Section 377, decriminalizing consensual homosexual acts. Justice Indu Malhotra famously said, "History owes an apology to the LGBTQ plus community for the delay in ensuring their rights." It was a watershed moment, but it was only the beginning. The next frontier, the fight for marriage equality. Decriminalization was a huge step, but it didn't guarantee equality. Same-sex couples still couldn't marry, adopt children, or access many of the legal benefits that come with marriage. And so the battle moved to the next frontier, marriage equality. In 2023, the Supreme Court heard a batch of petitions seeking legal recognition of same-sex marriage under the Special Marriage Act. The case, titled Supriyo at Supriya Chakraborty versus Union of India, became a symbol of hope for the LGBTQ plus community. Arguments: what was at stake? During the hearings, the petitioner argued that the right to marry is a fundamental right under Article 21 of the Constitution, which guarantees the right to life and personal liberty. They also invoked Article 14, right to equality, and Article 50, the prohibition of discrimination. The government, however, opposed the petitions, arguing that marriage is a sacred institution defined by tradition and that legalizing same-sex marriage would disrupt the social fabric. They also claimed that the issue should be left to the parliament, not the courts. The hearing was emotional and intense. Couples shared their stories of love, rejection, and resilience. Lawyers cited international precedents like the US Supreme Court's decision in Obergefell versus Hodges, which legalized same-sex marriages across the United States. The verdict, a step forward but not a leap. On October 17, 2023, the Supreme Court delivered its verdict. In a 3:2 decision, the Supreme Court declined to legalize same-sex marriage, stating that it was up to the Parliament to make such a change. However, the judges unanimously affirmed the rights of queer individuals to live with dignity, free from discrimination. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, in his opinion, emphasized that the right to enter into a union cannot be restricted based on sexual orientation. He also called for the formation of a committee to address practical issues faced by same-sex couples such as joint bank accounts, inheritance rights, and medical decision making. Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul went a step further, stating that the right to marry cannot be denied to same-sex couples and compared the fight for marriage equality to the abolition of untouchability and the struggle for gender equality. But the dissenting judges, including Justice S. Ravindra Bhatt, expressed concerns about judicial overreach, arguing that such a significant change should come from the legislature, not the courts. The impact, what does it mean for India? While the verdict wasn't the sweeping victory many had hoped for, it was still a step forward. It sparked nationwide conversations about love, equality, and the role of the law in shaping society. It also highlighted the need for greater awareness and acceptance of LGBTQ individuals. The case also set the important legal precedents. For example, the court's affirmation of the right to choose a partner and live with dignity reinforces the principles laid down in Navtej Singh Johar and K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, the right to privacy case. The road ahead, what's next? The fight for marriage equality isn't over. Activists, lawyers, and allies are already gearing for the next phase of the battle. The ball is now in the Parliament's court, and the question is, will our lawmakers rise to the occasion and ensure that love, in all its forms, is treated equally under the law? So, what does love look like in the eyes of the law? It looks like hope. It looks like resilience, and it looks like a future where everyone, regardless of whom they love, can stand tall and say, we are equal. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs to hear this and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this historic moment. And of course, hit the subscribe button to stay updated on more stories that matter. With that said, thanks for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye.